Right now, we're headed north to Newport, Rhode Island, and a 16,000 square foot estate, the vacation home of comedy legend Jay Leno.
Well, we're in Newport, Rhode Island. This is a house called Seafair. The name was here when I got here, and I kept the name. I'm not one of those, and I deem it Seafair. We live in Los Angeles. I was born in New Rochelle, New York. About 8.5, 9 years old, we moved to Andover, Massachusetts. We had a great life. I mean, my dad was a prize fighter as a young man, and he became a salesman because he said being a prize fighter, even on his best day at work, he still got punched in the face. I went to Emerson College in Boston. I got into comedy, and it was a good place to break in and sort of learn your craft.
Excuse me, can I have the key to the washroom?
Yeah, it is. It's on this big ring, and don't try to steal it.
Hey, thank you very much. You've been terrific.
Jay not only learned his craft, some would say he perfected it.
Leno, the pelican-faced comedian.
Eventually earning himself a lucrative gig hosting NBC's Tonight Show for 22 seasons, and the type of success that gets somebody a house like this.
I got this home about 4 years ago. My wife and I were driving past it, and my wife said, "Look at that house. That's unbelievable. That's the greatest house I've ever seen." And I thought, "You like it? You want it?" She goes, "No, we live in California." I said, "Well, I don't know. Let's go see it." I mean, how often do you get your girl a castle, you know? It's the main entrance. Although the house was built in 1936, it seems much older. It seems like a house from the early 1900s. This painting was here. I bought the house fully furnished, and it was already here. And you can't even see the numbers where the colors went, you know, so that's always a good sign you bought a good painting, when you can't see the numbers for the different colors. So I walked in, I walked around, and I said, "Can you get the owner on the phone?" And I said, "Would you sell it as is with all the furniture in it and just, you know, salt in the salt shaker and this ketchup in the refrigerator? That's all I need." The guy goes, "Sure." So he came up with a price, and I bought it. Nice fireplace, little elephants and knickknacks and all kinds of things in here. It's all nicely done. It's not stuff I would probably buy. I would have like motorcycle engines and things like that in the house. So I'm not sure what goes with where, with which one. I don't know. That's why the appraisers are here. We'll find out.
Here to help Jay find out about the treasures included in the purchase of his Newport mansion are appraisers Karen Keene and Michael Grogan.
I'm feeling good about what might be in there.
Hi,
Wow,
Jay.
wow, wow, wow. Oh my gosh.
Welcome, welcome. You see, we have the outdoor urinal. Always a very, very classy item. Come on inside. I'll show you around.
Thanks
so much.
Thank you, thank you.
I guess this is a foyer. I know foyer or foyer. What did I say?
I think foyer.
Foyer. Yeah, foyer.
I mean, we're in a very fancy house, so.
Well, I'm almost an antique myself, so enjoy yourself and feel free to poke around. Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, Jay.
Have fun.
Gosh, look at this. Fantastic.
So pretty.
I'm distracted by the ocean, but I'm going to focus on the antiques.
Give me a sense. You're going to take it off and see if I can learn anything from the back. Let's just
You want me to hold it for you?
Yeah, sure. Jack. Oh, yeah, look. Let me pull this out. There we go. Perfect.
Those Antique Roadshow yahoos are in the house right now. Am I going to count the silver after they leave? You bet I am.
It's fitting a beach house would have a ship model of the revenue cutter Surprise, 1815, by Bill Hitchcock of New York. It's very cool. It's kind of like the race car of its day on the water. Auction estimate? I would probably say in the $2,000 to $3,000 range. Jay Leno's revenue cutter you'd put a premium on it for sure. That provenance, I would say maybe 3 times that.
The paintings here, I mean, it's a giant painting as you walk in. I don't know, 15 feet long. I don't know how, it's enormous. So I'm curious to see what the history is on that and what that's worth.
Appraiser Michael Grogan has the answers to all of Jay Leno's questions.
Jay, this is one of my favorite paintings in your house. I mean, it's absolutely spectacular. And not just because of the size, which is immense.
Do you know this artist?
I do. Her name is Blanche Camus.
Okay.
She was born in France, 1884.
Oh,
died in 1968. Had a pretty prolific life.
Wow.
It was called the Neo-Impressionist style, kind of like a revival of the Impressionist style. The colors are remarkable.
The colors are remarkable. That
Right?
It really does pop when you walk in.
Totally.
Yeah.
Here they are, they're harvesting grapes. Their dress is spectacular. You got the children in the background.
Right.
This was probably painted about 1940 or so. Just think of the cost of the frame alone.
Right.
Right? I mean, it probably cost you $20,000 to frame a painting like this. Her auction record just 2 years ago was $80,000. This is probably worth more. I think it's worth about $100,000 to $150,000 at auction today.
Okay.
If Jay Leno wants to sell this painting and it came to an auction gallery and we could put the provenance of it from the Jay Leno collection,
Yeah, the Jay Leno collection of fine art, yes.
it could be double. It really could be.
That would be dogs with big eyes playing poker. That would be, yeah. Well, there are a number of Asian items scattered about the house. I don't know, actually I know nothing about them.
Nice enough. I've had a terrific time touring Jay's house, looking at his Asian art, looking at his furniture, looking at the paintings, and I'm really struck by this pair of Japanese Meiji bronze elephants. We're looking at one of them right here. The casting is just terrific, the large scale, and to have these rock crystal, very massive rock crystal obelisks right on the back. A pair of these at auction today probably bring $20,000 to $30,000. They're really spectacular. They'd be highly sought after in any international auction.
Jay Leno's Newport mansion has all the creature comforts inside, plus some interesting creatures outside.
Jay, we're in the garden and there's even antiques out here.
Right, right.
Tell me about the weather vane.
Well, I was hoping you could tell me something about the weather vane. I've been up on the roof, but never examined it up close. I don't know if it's a one-off, if somebody made it specifically for this house, or I don't know anything about it.
I don't believe that it's a 19th century weather vanes, which is most of the ones that we see in America, the antique ones. I think this is a custom-made piece from the probably 2000 to not very long ago.
Right.
You can get these weather vanes done in the $15,000 range, and then they start going up. This is a mermaid form.
Right.
And she's got a shell that she's holding, which is a rarer form for the 19th century. We see them much more in the 20th and 21st.
Right.
It just seems to be one of those symbols that people love. This one is particularly beautifully made. If you look at the directionals, I mean, that's always a nice sign for the quality of a weather vane. But I would say probably in the $15,000 to $25,000 range to buy it new.
Right.
If you had to have it fabricated.
Did you notice the peacock out on the...
I saw that.
In 1947, a lady bought this house and redid it after being devastated in '38. And she had that in the garden, basically right out here, as a centerpiece. Then there was a huge hurricane, water came and swept it out to sea. That was the end of that. Then 10 years later, she sold the house. Then 20 years later, she comes to visit the new owners sometime in the 90s, and she sees the peacock out on the lawn again. And she says to them, and it's hers, it's a bit battered and beat up, and she says, where did that come from? They said, oh, we had a huge storm one day, and the peacock just showed up on the lawn the next day. So apparently got swept out to sea, stayed out there for a couple of decades, and then was swept back in again.
Oh my gosh.
At least it came back, that's good. So maybe it's a homing peacock.
So the peacock is a symbol of many, many things. And one of the symbols is resurrection, because they lose these tail feathers,
right,
and then they grow back again. So there's biblical references to the peacock. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So this is sort of a resurrection. This thing left and then it came back again.
Kind of like my career. I work for NBC, so that their symbol is a peacock, and so there you go.
Wow, wow. I mean, it's a great, complicated story. So any idea of its value?
I have no idea. I have no idea of its value. I mean, I think the story makes it valuable. So I think it's more in the provenance almost than in the actual value of the statue.
I think it's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
And I think there is a vibrant market in garden statuary.
Right.
Maybe an auction estimate of $10,000 to $15,000.
Okay, that's pretty good.
And I think it would do better than that.
Yeah, all right.
It's a really pretty. I love the tail, the way it drapes down.
You just don't know it's going to run off again. You know, it's like Runaway Bride. It's one of those things that shows up and it disappears for decades and it comes back.
I want to focus in on two things that are painted by artists right here in Newport.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is William Tross Richard,
right.
American artist from the late 19th century, painted mostly around Newport and all around Rhode Island. This is a pencil drawing, probably worth about $800 to $1,200. Not a fortune, but
Right.
it's a local artist.
Right.
This is different. This is not a professional artist, it's a professional diplomat. Bill Mittendorf is his name. He was a Secretary of the Navy under Nixon and Ford.
Okay.
Ambassador to the European Union, ambassador to the Netherlands, a distinguished diplomat.
Right.
He's in his 90s, and he's a weekend painter.
Oh,
and you've
okay.
got one of his paintings.
And Michael Jordan also played baseball.
Yeah, I got him far. You like the bus ride.
So
I
it's
heard.
one of those deals.
One
Yeah,
of those
yeah.
deals. Probably worth in the $500 range at auction today.
It's very nice. It's very nice. Is he local to Newport? as
Local,
well?
yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
It's nice to have something right here at home. Well, I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. I mean, I really wanted to talk to you about the gilded chair. And
Oh,
the,
yeah,
and
we'll
the
talk about
upstairs.
that next time.
You
Go back on that
it was
carpet
just
upstairs.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Well,
thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
God, those people are nosy. Jeez.